So tell us about yourself first then.
My name is Helen Mugridge. I'm a freelance production manager who works predominantly with independent artists and organisations. I guess I would consider myself to be a kind of mid-career professional. And I'm going to talk about my experience currently as part of the workforce, and also as somebody who regularly is looking for team members, freelance team members. So, I mean, generally speaking, it's incredibly difficult to find people at the moment to facilitate production roles. That's predominantly who I am looking for. Because I work independently for small organisations and companies, we are often not looking for very big teams. So we are working with a team of 2 or 3, maximum often people, production people. So the team needs to have a broad set of skills. And as production manager, I want to be I want to be confident that those people can support those artists, particularly on tours, and where there's a lot of often within those roles you might wear a number of hats. So you might be driving, you might be doing get-ins, you will be doing paperwork, maybe operating shows. So trying to find those people who have that broad selection of skills is proving harder and harder. Some of that is because I think younger people are not coming up in that pipeline that both Jackie and Dale have talked about. Some of that is because a lot of my peers have either left the industry to, whether that was through during the pandemic, having to take on other work and then deciding that that other work was better for them, but whether that's financially or in a kind of life-work balance situation. And some of that is just because in the stopping that happened for so many freelancers during the pandemic, I definitely found that it really opened my eyes to the way I was working and how I was working. And I know that a lot of peers have made the choice to move away from theatre, taking their skills often to TV, film, partly because that obviously started up again much quicker than theatre did within the pandemic, and partly because it's much better paid, fundamentally. As a freelancer, in order to support myself as a kind of 40-something individual, I am layering my work because my weekly fee, if you like, has over the course of, I've been doing this job in one form or another for about 15 years, has gone up in, I don't know what the percentage is, but the percentage is very small. So to facilitate that, you layer work, which then adds pressure, and as in terms of my peers, that is something that is talked about time and time again. The necessity of layering work to earn a fee, to earn a wage that can support you if you want to have a family, if you want to have a house, or even if you just want to live relatively comfortably. That is can be quite a big barrier. So I think often it's not about that there is a lack of skill, it's just that the people with those skills choose not to work in theatre. So theatre suffers because of that. In relation to specifically what I do, I obviously mentioned before that often you wear a lot of hats, and I didn't go to drama school. And have ended up doing what I do through a series of happy accidents in some ways. So stage management, company management, technicians, creative involvement in various devised pieces of work. And for me, what I'm looking often for when I'm looking to take people on is just a love of theatre. I often find that that is, interestingly, a piece that's missing sometimes from the people that apply for the work that is on offer. The other skills issue that we're encountering quite a lot at the moment is people agreeing to work and then dropping out because there's basically a better offer on the table. We're in a market where you know, skills are at a premium. So if you get a longer contract or a better weekly fee, there have definitely been a couple of occasions when people have had to pull out, and you know, totally understand that because they have to make a living. So in terms of moving forward, I guess where where some of my thinking went to was about who is, well, another big portion that is often discussed is well-being and satisfaction and work-life balance within the freelance community, and who sets those, who's looking after those people? How do we make sure that one person within a process is not taking sole responsibility for a company's well-being? What can often happen is it goes up a chain, as it were, and there's someone at the top who is taking on full responsibility. In small organisations, that's often a producer, production manager. But how do you create an environment where those conversations can be had, where everybody feels heard and where everybody can be supported with resource, whether that's you know, in terms of mental health, whether that's just in terms of there's not enough budget to do what we want to do, but to have those conversations in a whole way and in a way that everybody feels like they can have their say. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.